Papa Squat, coming at you. Hey, Spider-Man's behind me. Yeah, Spider-Man, right there. Um, this is another song recommended by some lovely follower or someone who watched a video and decided to make a comment. From Lovebug Starski and the Harlem World Crew, and it is called Positive Life. Um, it's an actual record that was recorded, so there's a little bit of dead air to start. So I'm going to start it, and it starts off with Wolfman Jack, who I know I've talked about before because his voice has been used in another track that we listened to at some point. I don't remember which one. And Wolfman Jack was a huge DJ, I think, out of L.A. During the 70s, probably 60s, 70s. Huge DJ. I mean, like, he was mainstream popular. People knew who he was, and he was a radio disc jockey. Kind of like Casey Kasem was in the day. But he had super distinctive gravelly voice, and there's a reason why he's called Wolfman, because he kind of sounds like Wolfie, if wolves could talk. And, well, let's jump into this. It's about 7.5 minutes long. I actually just did an entire reaction video to the instrumental version of this, because I didn't realize it was the instrumental version. But I have some things to say, so we'll jump in, and I have not heard this song with the lyrics, so I'm curious to hear it. Dead air. Record player.
That's right, this has got to be the greatest record of the year. Check it out.
Check it out.
All you folks have been waiting on me. Here I am, finally. Just look in the sky, look in the tree. I tell you who you see, it's Starski. Got a happy story to tell you all. And if you listen to me, you have a ball. All you people around the nation, all I need is participation.
So I'm a little bummed because whoever recorded this had their levels set too high, or it just wasn't a very good recording, and it's a little distorted because it's too loud, and it's not my speakers. And that's kind of a bummer because, I mean, I'm sure you can hear it, that there's just like a little bit of distortion because of how loud it is. The horns are very 70s. However, it does make me think that this would be an awesome song for a marching band to do. Band geek. Just because those horns are so powerful, and man, it would sound great in a stadium with some really good drums, and man, it would be sweet. Let's keep going.
She don't need no segregation, don't want no revelation. See, when I learn, when the world turns, everybody gets a chance to earn. So take your time, but don't hesitate, cause Lovebug Starski's not going away. I'm often imitated, but never duplicated, cause my rap is so complicated. Now you look in the sky, look in the tree, what do you see? What do you see? Hip my hop, snap, crackle, pop, and everybody doing the rock. Just kick off your shoes, relax your socks, because the Lovebug Starski is ready to rock. Snap, crackle, pop. Snap, crackle, rock. Yes, y'all. Now, if you can agree with me, I'm sure I can tell you what he's doing for me.
Crazy.
I got a master's degree, a PhD, and I'm talking about over coffee and tea. I'm going down in history. It's the L-O-V-E-B-U-G. So now you heard what he's doing for me. You can do it too, just wait and see. So ladies, stand in line. Be prepared to be one of mine. Don't be nice, you don't be well. Me and you can have clientele, but I smell so nice with my cologne. I'm not a lady in the place to leave me alone. Come away. See, I got something new just for you. Now, if you're not too skinny, you're not too fatty. Everybody say, how about that? Yes, y'all. Keep on and do what you like. Hey, ladies, what's happening?
Nobody can do it like the Starski can.
Check out my bassline.
Oh.
All right, yeah, all right.
So that music in the background, whatever it is, but you know what I'm talking about. That's actually sampled. I recognized it right off when I was listening to the other track. Uh, is sampled from the Police album Zenyatta Mandata, and the song was Voices Inside My Head. And it really weirded me out because I heard it and I was like, I've done this song. I know this song. I know this song. But I hadn't because I checked and had to look up where that sound came from, and it's from the Police. So that's kind of interesting. That album, Zenyatta Mandata, came out in 1980, and this is from 83, I believe.
Come from a place that gives no pity, they call it New York City. Now I can't deny as the years went by, I had to do all I had to die. Here I am in 81, I'm having fun and I'm not too dumb. Listen to me, I got something to say. You don't hear this every day. It's a new year, we're all 81.
That sound.
Come on everybody, let's have a little fun. Say 81. I'm having fun. I'ma do my best to pass the test. The people of the world is just for you. If you understand me, I understand you. Straight to the point, I'm gonna be the joint. With inspiration, body sensation,
I like that.
A new creation, so brand new now. And being related, cause in 82, I'll be even greater. If it my hot snap, crackle, pop, come on, everybody, let's rock, rock, rock.
Oh, don't miss the beat.
Your attitude is up to you because you know what you want to do. Except it knows as well as the S and feels see will pass the test. I know what I do and I do what I know. Now watch the people, I'm not going to blow. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And this I'll tell you every day. Positive life, that's what I'm about. Now watch the people while I turn it out. You have to give in order to get. And this I hope you never forget. You heard it before and you'll hear it again. Don't go to bed with the price on your head. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't take my advice. Don't play with dice. Wait and see the price will be right. And if my hop, snap, crackle, pop, come on, everybody, let's rock, rock, rock.
Oh.
From a man.
Oi. Off the beat. So, do you hear the ticka 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 ticka? That's also from the Police.
Hey, my man. Reality is what you just heard. It's up to you to accept the words. Watching you dance, that's what I like. And with my smile, that's twice as nice. Put your hand on your hip, let
That distortion is really.
on the pedal, the heat and the beat with the hip and my hop, snap, crackle, pop. Come on, everybody, let me see you rock. Rain to shine or even to blaze it. Everybody knows that I'm the mic with it. So catch that Starski spirit. Hot, can you dig it? Hot, can you dig it? It's the LOVEBUG. Rocking in the rhythm and the harmony. So on the count of three, give it to me.
So I'm not a big fan of this guy's voice, and it's not helped by the distortion. The other guy I thought was okay, and the distortion really didn't do him any favors either. But I'm actually surprised at how good of a rapper he is. Like, his flow is actually pretty decent. Yeah, that's all I had to say.
1, 2, 3, give it to me. Play it, baby, play it. I like it, baby, I like it. Sound good, sound good.
Hey, oh.
This has gotta be the greatest.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. Um, Surprisingly, didn't feel like a 7.5 minute song, and I just listened to it twice. So, uh, pretty good. It seems like a good, like early, like if you're having a party, it would be a good song to play relatively early in the evening to kind of get people jazzed up and moving. Seems like a good song. I like it pretty well. I really dislike this copy of it because of the distortion from how it was recorded. Um, but even so, really super interesting to me simply because they're using the, they sampled from the Police, which I wouldn't have ever thought to do, especially that song. But yeah, good stuff. Thank you for recommending this. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say because it seemed like there was too much going on in some parts, and that got really kind of not confusing, but like kind of a little hard to listen to and to parse out exactly all the different pieces. The producer probably could have cut out a couple of sound effects and weird things that they introduced here and there, and it probably would have been a much better song. Um, Really reminds me of like a 1970s detective TV show theme song with the horns and like Dantana and that sort of thing. Vegas. Anyway, thank you for the recommendation. I do actually like the song. I want to find a copy that's not badly recorded. So I'm going to check out online to see if I can find a copy that's good and maybe listen to it on my own. And maybe you should too. I mean, if you want to, if you liked it. Thanks again for watching, Pop Squat. Check it out. Jesus. My cat just. Oh, there's a bug in here. The cat's going crazy trying to catch it. Well, I'm going to go help my cat, and you have a good evening.